Let's go, baby! Yonder we wander into the finals. Folks, on your left-hand side, we've got Arthur Knights with Lord Ludd, Billy the Bob, Decimated Fireball, and Reyes. On your right-hand side, we've got 4th place guaranteed with Abbott Blue, Big Chief Isaiah. My main is GM, San Shrew, and San J coming in hot, folks. So we've got ourselves Discordia, Robin, Persephone, Pele, Afro, and the final ban, I'd be surprised if we didn't see a Sobek ban with his prominence in this tournament. It's going to be Yamoja and a first pick Scylla immediately being looked at. Scylla and Sobek have been two of the most highly contested picks throughout this entire tournament. It would be a big surprise if I didn't see the Sobek picked over there right now. To be fair, Blue had an extraordinarily good game on Ares. So he probably wants to play Ares again today. The question is does he want to give up that Sobek pick? It looks like they might. So they're going to grab Thor and Nike. Could be Nike support. Presumably going to be that Thor jungle. Huyi and Arthur being looked at right now and locked in. Arthur, a very safe solo laner, especially for people that are just not wanting to die in the solo lane. Arthur is really, really good at just not dying once you get that Gladiator shield online. Super hard to kill him. But what a strong team comp right now from 4th place guaranteed. Merlin, Nike, Thor. They are looking excellent. Still have an opportunity to flex pick that Nike. Not so much flex picking going over here for our Arthur squad. Silamid, Hui, ADC, and Arthur solo most definitely. As we move into our second round of bans, what will be taken off the table? It's going to be a Susano right now. They're banning out junglers. Makes perfect sense that you're going to see Arthur Knights ban out Rama. They've already got their Hunter, so they're probably going to take away 2 ADCs. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Shibalanke ban as well from them. Just take away 2 of the most common hunters in the game. As far as that, it's going to be a Hunbats ban, take away another jungler, and sure enough, it is the Shibalanke. Smart bans coming out, making sure to target the picks that have not been taken yet on the enemy team. Sandshrew thinking about his pick right now. They still need a hunter in what could be support, could be solo lane. I imagine that Blue's not going to run Nike support. He seems more like a Guardian player to me. But they are going to keep it as a 5th pick flex. So they can see the entire team before they have to make that decision. Ganesh being hovered over, locked in. If I'm them right now, I say, well, I don't want to play Nike support into a Ganesh because of the silence interrupting the one. Now they're hovering over the Ares. That makes perfect sense. And so Ares will go ahead and be locked in. Blue played exceptionally well in the semifinals on Ares. It also does pretty strong into that composition. Ares gets wrecked by cripples. It's not bad at all against Huyi and Rat and Scylla, even Ganesh. So actually, that pick is really good into the entire team. Ranges from decent to amazing. So I actually love the Ares pickup. I love 4th place guaranteed team. Arthur Knights have played super strong this tournament. Their individual skill levels are through both of our hunters going into their Devo gloves and our supports with their Hand of the Gods for the purple lane clear and their Guardian's Blessings in shells. Fantastic. And so the match begins. A lot of potential action over here in the duo lane. Blue likes to get chains first. You can see that already coming out. Getting some nice poke over here. Hachi diving right into the wave. Ares tanking it for his Hunter. A lot of damage already put out from fourth place guaranteed. Tons of aggression in this duo lane. When you land those Ares chains, you can get out that type of aggression. Blue still going in. They don't even have the creeps cleared, but they're going in right now. There's a shell out already from Arthur Knights, and even though they had one to clear with those 2 archers still alive, they are losing the battle right now. Ganesh gets level 2. Huyi slightly outside of the range. Didn't get that level 2 when his Ganesh did, and now fourth place guaranteed has won that lane pressure. No rotations from Arthur Knights, though, from their jungle. They're not going to rotate over into the duo lane. They're just going to head back mid and get some farm. Duo lane being aggressed on once again. Huyi getting chained and flamed, and Hachi dropping a banner right down on his noggin. You can see a little rotation from Arthur Knights, though. They're just going to go grab the oracles. It also puts them in a good position if they needed to go rotate over to the duo lane. Over in the solo lane, you really shouldn't see anything happen for quite a while. Shouldn't be any kill potential between an Arthur and a Nike for a long time in this match. Arthur Knight's getting the better of the clear right there, surprisingly. I wonder if some chains were missed that led to that. Gave them the confidence to just go ahead and push forward on them. Once again, chain not going to connect. Both duos should be able to just go ahead and grab their purple buffs for free. Shouldn't be any contention right there. Merlin versus Scylla is an interesting matchup in the mid lane. I actually wouldn't say that this favors either of them in particular. Scylla can be quite nice against Merlin. Because of her root cripple, it means that he can't necessarily just flicker out of everything if she lands it. Of course, the negative to that being he can just try to flicker the root itself to avoid that. But the Scylla root does come up more often than Merlin flicker. So it's a pretty even back and forth there. Really comes down to how accurately you can throw out that Scylla root. Merlin is a small target, fairly hard to hit, especially if he goes like a Doom Orb type build where you got that extra movement speed online. Not an easy combination to land, but very effective if you can get it onto the Merlin. 3 minutes, 30 seconds into this game. No deaths yet. Ganesh is going to dash in, though. Ratatasker is rotating over. It's going to be the first rotation of the game. They're going for blue. They know his area is going to be a problem. He throws down the shell. Scylla ulti will connect and get the first blood of the game. She also connects on the second ulti, but now Thor is coming back down. He lands onto him. He gets a beads onto Huyi. He gets a kill onto Ratatasker. A return kill. Return actives, and it's not over yet. Sandshrew is also rotating over now. He sees the Scylla dash. She does not have her ultimate up, but he's actually kind of low on mana, so he won't be able to continue on that on his own. 1 for 1. First blood goes the way of Scylla, but because fourth place guaranteed actually was slightly out farming them, it means that this game basically evened up a little bit. Fourth place guaranteed, still with a couple hundred gold lead. If I had to guess, maybe that's over in the solo lane, perhaps. Maybe a little bit more gold. Golden Hands now looking for gold per minute. Actually, it's Scylla. Scylla actually out farming Merlin really hard. Blue comes back with a vengeance and gets a kill on Ganesh over at the purple buff. Very good rotation right there to come back. In fact, they might be able to get that purple. So Merlin quite far behind in farm compared to his opposing mid lane. Not behind in XP, but behind so much gold. Very interesting how that is working out right there. Good comeback play, though, for Ares. Ares was absolutely detrimental. Blue in his semifinals match just crushed it on Ares. He was all around the map, landing chains left and right. Was playing against a Fenrir as well. So really provided some problems for the Fenrir, who can't use his 1 or 3 when crippled by those Ares chains. Ganesh gonna get ultied by the Ares. Rat tries to ulti on over, but before he can even get there, the Merlin Ares shred is gonna be enough to pick him up. Good use of Ares ult. Just go ahead, ulti the Ganesh. He doesn't have beads. He doesn't have a CC immune ulti. He's got no way to stop this. So let's go ahead and ulti him, get a free kill for the Marlin. Solo laners just padding their stats over there. Nothing to worry about. And fourth place guaranteed takes themselves a little bit of a lead here at the start. About 1,000 in the gold and experience department at the 6-minute marker. Chain not quite going to connect onto the Scylla. And both teams are going to be kind of just chilling and farming right now. Good ward placement right there from Sandshrew to make sure he has that vision. Doesn't connect on the abilities, but now the Ratatasker knows he's got to be careful. Throws down a ward of his own, actually. He says 2 can play that game. Both Thor and Ratatasker have those very strong gank potentials because of their global ultimates. They can avoid those wards until the last second, or it's already too late and you're getting ganked before you know it. So expect to see a lot of action from both of them. A lot of pressure going to be on the junglers this game in order to get their team going. Thor should drop off less hard than Ratatasker in the ultra late game as well. Thor transitions very, very well into the late game, comparably to a lot of other gods that are as good as he is in the early game. Speaking of gods that are good in the early game and transition, well, it's Arthur getting rotated on by 4, and it's his nightmare. It's Ares coming over. Did he land the chain, though? Doesn't matter. There was 4 members, and perfect reverse gameplay. Arthur Knights rotates over to the duo lane and picks up the Hachi and starts the Gold Fury. This is why you got to be careful about rotating over to the solo lane with that many people this early in the game. Gold Fury down to 25% HP. Scylla has the ulti. They're going to bring it down. Thor is in the air, but he's going to be too far away. Wait, Fireball Ninja with a bit of a lazy back. Is he going to get caught out? No. Scylla pops her beads, even though the Thor ulti didn't connect. I actually don't mind that. Better safe than sorry. Ares chain was good right there, but they're not going to be able to chase. Arthur Knights even it up. 4th place guaranteed. Gets the kill on the rotation. Unfortunately, you can't rotate that many people to the solo lane side of the map this early into the game because the only objective to play off of is that gold. Good counter call from Arthur Knights to make that happen after they realize their Arthur is getting ganked. Arthur will take that trade every day of the week. Healy McSteelies are the boots of choice coming out from Merlin compared to Scylla, who decided to go the cooldown option. She also has a Book of Thought, which is not an item you see built very much anymore in the mid lane. Speaking of rotation to the solo lane, though, now that the Gold Fury is down, you can rotate for free over here. Ares with a massive ult, though. Merlin follows it up with his ulti transformation. They will get the Ganesh down. Only 2 members, though, here for 4th place guaranteed, and they've got no help coming. But the Ares ult Merlin stand switch combo, gonna be plenty of damage to make that a 1-for-1 trade. You can make that full team rotation over to the solo lane when the Gold Fury is down because you have no fear of losing any objectives off of that. Thor ultimate is still down for a little bit, which means that Ryaz is going to see him walking right over here. He's just going to come over, take this little harpy. No gank potential, really. Not with that ward coverage being there. Although he does walk all the way over into the lane and look for it anyway. He doesn't care what I have to say. No gank potential, you say? No gank potential. I'll show you. Ooh, a little bit of good poke right there coming out from Sandshrew. A little ice blast to the face. 4th place guaranteed does have both sides of the deep mid warded. Top right is warded for Arthur Knights, though, so they actually do have vision right there as they're trying to play pretty aggressively here. I don't think they're going to get re-collapsed on. Ratatasker was trying to fight into that with the Ares chains being down, and now Ganesh rotates over by himself. This is going to be awkward. Decent Ganesh ulti, though, putting Ares in a bit of a funk. They land the Rat ult, they land the Scylla ulti, so they will get the kill on blue. Thor might come back down for Scylla, though. Will he be able to connect on this? He doesn't know where to go. He actually ultis back into his own tower to safety because the Hui had rotated all the way over to the mid lane. That's a very long rotation for him. But it is the 11-minute marker, so team fights are going to continue to break out. I don't hate that idea. Especially if that Thor would have decided to land aggressively right there. Good poke from the Hachi. Wow. Banner into an auto attack did a lot of damage. Arthur just using his ultimate so he can build it up again. It's a fun game. You throw Nike into the air, nothing happens. She comes back down. It's a fun one. Farm-wise, though, look at these graphs. Only an 1,800 XP difference and 500 gold difference at the 12-minute marker. Very, very even. As far as damage goes right now, Merlin at the tippity top at 5k, followed by fake Arthur damage over in the solo lane. Then Ares is in the top 3 right now, barely ahead of his Hachi. Not a bunch of damage coming out from Arthur Knights right now, but they're getting it where they need it. Both of our supports have Thebes online. Ganesh went Talaria boots, compared to Ares going cooldown boots to get more of his ultimate online. Respectable choices from both of those supports. One notable difference over in the dual lane. Huyi went Blood Forge for the early game damage in proc. Hachi going for a more late game build, getting that Devo gloves online. Should hurt him a little bit in the early game 1v1s, but should help him in the late game team fights. So hopefully Huyi can get a little something off of that increased power spike that he has right now with that completed Blood Forge. Ganesh looks like he might finally catch somebody out. Forces the Thor beads. A decent, actually, Huyi ult comes out, which forces the Merlin flicker, which forces the Merlin beads. Scylla gets the reset. Thor's got to be careful coming back down on this ulti. He doesn't have his beads up. He lands back down on Scylla, and he gets the damage off, though, so they do kill him. Decimator now diving wherever he wants. Nike in the back line. Now the solo laners are here to play. They are diving into these comms. That's a huge Nike ult coming out. Arthur very low. Merlin rotating around from the mid lane. Still right now 2-for-1 trade in favor of Arthur Knights, but 4th place guaranteed is pressing forward, and it should be a couple of kills here. Ganesh is going to go down. They couldn't quite finish the Ratatasker, and now the Gold Fury will get started right on up by Big Chief Isaiah and Sanjay. It's going to be a hard contention here from Arthur Knights. They do have the Huyi up, who can try to get in here and go for this. In fact, they did get him off of it. 4 members of 4th place guaranteed. No, they are not going to start it back up again. Good heads up play right there from Ryaz just to walk back in. Bully them off of it really quick so that way nobody gets the Gold Fury. It is also the Oni Fury, which is very important, particularly early in the game when those extra strong creeps can be problematic for pushing down those tier 1 towers. They can give you a lot of map pressure all game long, but they're particularly effective in the early game or in the late game when combined with a fire creep wave. A Oni fire creep wave is devastating, and you'll have to go deal with it, or it'll kill your Titan by itself. Ganesh almost gets chained, which might have been the end of him. What is Ganesh? He's crazy, dude. I think he's trying to bait out Ares right now. He walked up behind the Oni Fury. A little bit of a BM play right there. He was trying to bait him out to walk over to the Scylla combo. Not going to fall for it, though. 6-7 at the 15-minute marker. But literally like 0 gold separating these two teams. And we're going to get a fight around this Gold Fury. Both teams grouped up with 4 right now. Ganesh has to throw down a defensive ult, get scared right there of that Ares. He knows if he gets Ares ulted, he is just dead. No questions. Hui, though, still just split pushing a little bit over there in dual lane. He's got to be careful. He doesn't know if he's getting rotated on or if the Gold Fury is getting started. Now, though, Fireball Ninja is giving him some vision, so they know where they are. Unfortunately, the Ricochet barely misses the Ares. They might have been able to get a pick off there before he could have gotten the ult. The off Decimator walking around to the back line. 4th place guaranteed is very grouped right there, comparably, but he gets the ulti in the back line onto Merlin and forces the beads. Thor is up in the air. Ares ult comes down. Thor ult comes down. This should be a really good fight for 4th place guaranteed. And it is. Scylla doesn't quite get the kill in the back line onto Thor. And 4th place guaranteed will take out Decimator, Fireball, and Lord Lud. Thor escapes with 1 HP, which is technically all you need. And Oni Fury goes the way of our Chaos Boys. Great fight. They didn't lose anybody. They got 3 and the Gold Fury. Plus, it's the Oni Gold Fury. And that should be the first lead of the game here at the 17-minute marker. Pyromancer, still potential there to be done. Sanjay getting some nice damage over here as well. His ultimate is still up. He did not use it in that team fight. Ryaz did use his ulti, so Hachi could keep pushing depending on how greedy he's feeling. He is not. He's going to back up, play it safe, get his buffs. Honestly, he probably could have won the 2v1. He's level 16, had his ulti up. He's going to play it safe. Doesn't want any silly throws. But I think he probably could have taken him right there. I think he could have had it. He is staying over here. I mean, that's good poke. Does he have his beads up? He has beads and Aegis. Oh, yeah, dude. Pop that ulti. Here it is. Ganesh uses the silence. Hachi, no, not going to be able to get the ultimate off. Wait, will he, though? He might come around the corner. He'll be coming around the corner when he comes. Man, still not using that ultimate to go collapse on Hui. Even after seeing him backing right there along the corner, I really think he could have had him right there. Needed to channel some mad aggression right there. Could have gotten himself a pick off in that 1v2. Would have been very big for his team. But still, pushes him out. Gets pressure around the map for his team. Still a win, just maybe not as big as it could have been. Oni creeps are a problem over here in solo lane, so they need to be dealt with by the Arthur Knights. Fireball Ninja gets chained by Ares. Immediately has to ulti, but lands right back down. Gives him the old 1-2. Thor in the air, coming down to land in this fight, but where will he go? Merlin got picked off immediately. He actually backs up off of this. They start the pyro and let it go. Sand through there. First death of the game. 4-1 on that Merlin. The second Ratatasker got Ares chain. He's like, oof, I need an ulti to get out of this. The second he got up into the air, he looks down at a 1 HP Merlin. He goes, oh, nice. Lands right back down. Easy peasy kill for him. And Arthur Knight just gets a little bit more time to farm it right on out. Both teams kind of doing a little bit of a Pyromancer dance. Kind of starting it up, being like, it's just a Pyromancer. It's not like really worth it. What if we die by the pyro and then they get a fire because of it? And then we're like, why did we die for the pyro? Both teams kind of going back and forth through that motion of like, you know, getting a couple of pennies is nice, but how about we not throw for a little bit of fountain movement speed right now? All ultimates for 4th place guaranteed are back up, except for Thor's, which will be coming up momentarily. Same thing for Arthur Knights, which have them all back up, except for their Ratatasker, which will be coming up momentarily. Which means we are destined for a fight very, very soon, as one of these junglers will begin to look for their ultimate to start off a fight. Also, Ares has that blink. He's got a relic dagger, so he's got 20% CDR for his ulti. He's got that lower blink cooldown. He can try to make some fights happen as well. A little bit of a 1v1 for the Hunters breaking out by the Gold Fury, but they're going to break that off. You can tell how serious both of these teams are playing. They're very close. Nobody wants to accidentally throw. This is the biggest tournament that we've hosted yet in terms of prize pool. And GM wants it, so he channels that Thorold. He lands down onto 2. Forces the Scylla beads. Forces the Ratatasker beads as well. Arthur goes in for the ulti. 4th place guaranteed. Does go ahead and steal that. Scylla ult lands onto Merlin. So Merlin very low on the back line. What a Ganesh ult right there. Body blocking plus the Scylla root combination. There is kill potential in the backline, but Ratatasker actually can't see the Merlin. And Huyi is just pushing down in the duo lane. He did not rotate over, so they're going to get this tier 2, which means the 4th place guarantee needs to make some sort of fight happen. Otherwise, they're going to lose this tier 2 for nothing. Right after the Gold Fury spawned as well. Ryas could walk right on down to the Gold Fury, get himself the T2 and a Gold Fury. That red buff spawned right after he looked at it, unfortunately. That sucks. Otherwise, he would have had that red buff right there. Safely jumps himself right on out over that wall. And after all said and done, ends up being a win for Arthur Knight because of that Huyi push over in the duo lane. Gold Fury is up, though, and 4th place guaranteed will be getting themselves set up for that. Gold Furies have gone 1-1 this game, although 4th place does have that Pyromancer to slightly have an advantage on the total objectives this game. Nike, great zoning with the shield. Keeping Ganesh out will allow them to secure the Gold Fury, but will they pursue a fight after it? No, they will properly reset, say, hey, we got the Gold Fury. That's a win. Let's call it. Let's go back, get some wards. We probably need to get set up soon for a Fire Giant anyway. Very nice. About a 3K lead here. 2.6 in the gold difference. Only 400 XP separating these teams. 18 to 18. 18 to 16 in the jungle in favor of Ratatasker. 17 to 17. And then it's flipped. And you've got a 2-level lead on Hachi over Huyi. Huyi barely just got that level 19, evening that on up. And then 15-15 in the support role. Extremely even in the experience department, even more so than it is in the gold department. Ganesh throws down the ulti, don't quite get him on the beam. Big Chief Isaiah should be able to get his Nike ult off before all this craziness. They throw a lot into Nike to not get the kill. The Ares blink ulti comes in. Huyi very smartly jumps over the Ares ult, and it looks like Decimator will go down for that as my main is GM comes down in the backline. Good Ganesh silence, though, will stop any potential Thor follow-up. Scylla doesn't land the root. She gets killed inside of her ulti. Ratatasker has to get himself out of this, and 4th place guaranteed with all 5 members running down the lane. Should start to back up and get ready for a Fire Giant. They force the beads onto Huyi, and Ares is chasing very deep onto this. They should just back up and start up the Fire Giant. They've got 2 members dead, including, most importantly, the Scylla. So the chance of the Fire Giant getting stolen is very, very low. Fire Giant already down to half HP. But Sanjay was the one that had to start it up. So Hachi's actually down to half HP. Ganesh is around the back. Will he be able to steal it with a 1? Yes! Arthur Knights destroy the Fire Giant. They take it. They steal the Fire Giant from them. And now Ganesh diving into the backline forces the Merlin Aegis. All 5 members of 4th place guaranteed forced to run away right now after they do not get the fire. And now Arthur Knight is trying to take this tier 2 tower because all 5 members of 4th place guaranteed have to back it up. What a steal on that fire, baby. 3 members of Arthur Knights will have it. Neither Arthur nor Scylla were spawned in order to get credit for that. But now they are even in gold. They even have the XP. And with 3 members with Fire Giant, Arthur Knights down 5 kills is in the lead for the moment. It's shifting back and forth, baby. Oh, man. These are 2 real good teams.
It's so wonderful.
Great steal from Arthur Knights. You'll love to see that. And now they should begin to push up the mid lane. Only lane with towers left in it. Let's take that tier 1 and that tier 2 tower. 4th place guaranteed if I'm them right now. I don't defend the T2. There's honestly no reason. The gold difference is going to be negligible, and it's way harder to defend a tier 2 tower. But they're going for it. Ares Blink ulti does pop onto Ryas, who didn't actually have his beads up yet, until they pick him off in the backline. That's a really good fight. Who needs to listen to me? What do I know? Thor is in the air, waiting to come on down. Will he land? No, he will not get anybody. But Billy gets pushed back by the Nike, pops his beads, can't get out. Blue picks up the kill. Who cares if you got Fire Giant, baby? You can't win the team fight. Decimator now left alone against 3 here in mid. Will he be able to get away? No. Ares lands the chains once again, and that should be all they wrote for him. Ganesh and Ratatasker still have that Fire Giant on them. But 4th place guaranteed wins the fight, and now it's their turn to shove down the mid lane. 30 seconds on Scylla, 12 left on Huyi, but 40 on that King Arthur. They might feel confident to go for a Phoenix of their own. Will they? No, it doesn't look like it. They got the T2. You can see their Hachi rotating over to that Pyromancer. They're just going to take some smaller objectives and call it a win. Try to expand this gold lead a little bit more. My goodness. Thor might actually be caught up over here by the Gold Fury. He does have to use his beads right there in order to escape the clutches of the elephant. Take a look at the damage again. See where Ares is falling on this. Still pretty close to the top of the damage charts. 3 out of 4 members of 4th place guaranteed there, taking those slots. Ratatasker leading the way for his team at 14,000 damage. And the Gold Fury has been started up. Ganesh can see it started up. Ares ulti comes out. Arthur Knights destroyed the Primal Fury. They just can't seem to get an objective. And now the Scylla comes in, lands the double root. Ratatasker ultis in the backline, doesn't land on it, but he does get the pick-off kill onto the Merlin, and the chase continues for Blue. Just trying to dodge, duck, dip, dive, dodge, and dodge. But he can't do it. 3 members of 4th place guaranteed are dead. Fire Giant only has 10 seconds left on Ganesh and Ratatasker. It is about to run out. Thor is in the air, thinking about landing in on this backline. Will he go for it? He will go for the Scylla, but the immediate Ganesh silence will be enough to bring him down. Only 1 member left alive. 20 seconds left on respawns. 1 Nike. This should be it. Arthur Knights with the objective steals. With the counter engages, they will take game 1 of our finals, even with a kill deficit. They'll still take down the Titan and bring us on to game 2.
So much fun.
What a great game. Oh my goodness. Excellent. Excellent right there. From both teams. Man. That Fire Giant steal, man. Ah. So detrimental. Then they got into the team fights. Ah. They had such a 4th place guaranteed, had such a good team fight, even with the Fire Giant being on Arthur Knights at the mid lane. They plowed him down. They went and they got the T2. They got the Pyromancer, but then they went over to the Gold Fury and they lost the Gold Fury fight, and then that was all she wrote. Arthur Knights take the W. 15,000 damage on Scylla. Pretty decent damage numbers across the board. Sanjay on the other side, 15k himself, as well as Shrew with 15k. Good numbers coming out for them as well. Honestly, great play from both teams. Good team fights. Arthur Knights just slightly